For years on this channel, I have told you why moving to Texas could be the best financial and lifestyle decision of your entire life. I have helped thousands of families navigate their relocation to the Lone Star State, praising its affordable housing, the absence of a state income tax, and the promise of a better quality of life. But today, I have to step in front of this camera and tell you something I have never said before. If you are planning a move or a real estate investment in Texas for 2027, I am officially stopping my recommendation to buy here under the old rules. That I know this might sound shocking, especially coming from a channel named Texan Insider. But my absolute, number one priority has always been, and will always be, to protect your wallet and your hard-earned equity. The harsh truth is that the historic Texas gold rush is officially dead. As we push toward 2027, the market is undergoing a brutal, quiet transition. While out-of-state buyers are still looking at flashy Zillow photos, entire newly built neighborhoods are silently transforming into modern-day ghost towns. Thousands of recent buyers are finding themselves completely trapped inside homes they cannot sell, facing holding costs they cannot afford. If you are looking at Texas homes right now, stop. The next 10 minutes of raw, unfiltered data will be your ultimate financial defense line. Let us talk honestly. The gold rush is over. Why the math broke. To understand why I have changed my stance, we have to look past the developer billboards and analyze the massive economic shifts that have broken the Texas housing math. The first major blow is the property tax shock. Texas has a legendary marketing pitch: no state income tax. It sounds like an investor's dream. But local municipalities, school districts, and utility networks still have to fund their operations. They do this through some of the most aggressive, unchecked property taxes in the entire United States. During the boom, home values soared, and those tax assessments lagged behind. But in 2026 and heading into 2027, those bills have caught up with a vengeance. Let us look at the real numbers. In Buda, property taxes on an average $460,000 home run close to $11,000 a year. In Georgetown, a $540,000 home faces a $13,000 annual tax bill. And if you bought in a luxury master-planned community in Celina, your property taxes on a $720,000 home are sitting at a staggering $18,000 every single year. That is not a tax bill, it is a permanent second mortgage payment. Homeowners who saved for decades and paid off their initial mortgages are now being forced to sell their paid-off homes because they physically cannot afford the annual tax assessments. The second blow is the inventory explosion. For years, the story was, we cannot build homes fast enough. Buyers were putting in offers before the concrete was even poured. But today, that story has completely reversed. According to the latest data from the Texas Real Estate Research Center, active listings have recently spiked to a historic 123,000 homes statewide. That is 53% higher than normal levels. Texas has officially become the fourth most oversupplied housing market in the nation. We went from having a historic shortage of homes to having a massive shortage of buyers. The ghost town risk and the speculation crash. This massive oversupply is creating a dangerous phenomenon: modern-day ghost towns. During the pandemic, national builders bought up cheap farmland 40 to 60 miles outside of major city centers like Dallas and Austin, throwing up thousands of identical, entry-level tract homes. They marketed these far-flung exurbs as the future. But they forgot one thing: basic infrastructure. Look at towns like Kyle. The population nearly tripled in a decade, but the city's water and sewer systems were built for a small farming community of 20,000. Today, residents face strict summer water restrictions. The local school district is forced to put students in temporary portable trailer buildings because they cannot build classrooms fast enough, and the daily commute on Interstate 35 into Austin has turned into a gridlocked, soul-crushing daily battle. But the absolute epicenter of this speculation trap is Taylor and Hutto. In 2021, Samsung announced a massive $17 billion semiconductor facility in Taylor. Overnight, out-of-state flippers, California investors, and corporate builders rushed in, driving prices up in a speculative frenzy. Then, reality hit. Samsung announced significant production delays and scaled back their initial hiring timelines. The thousands of high-paid tech workers the builders counted on simply never arrived. Today, if you drive through these speculative subdivisions in Taylor and Hutto, it is eerie. Entire completed blocks of brand-new homes stand completely empty, with builder lockboxes on the doors and signs sitting on vacant driveways. Desperate to cut their losses, builders in Hutto are slashing prices by $30,000 to $50,000. In Taylor, they are panicking, offering outright price cuts of $40,000, $50,000, and even $60,000 off the base prices, alongside free solar packages and closing credits. To make matters worse, we are in the middle of a homeowners insurance crisis in flood-prone coastal zones like Galveston. Buyers are paying $200 to $400 a month in windstorm and flood insurance premiums alone, money that builds zero equity and just disappears. Even in North Texas counties like Collin County, severe hail storms and extreme weather risks have caused traditional insurance carriers to completely pull out of the market, leaving the remaining policies incredibly expensive. Who will lose in 2027? This is where we must align with the true DNA of this channel. I am not here to sugarcoat the situation. If you are planning to move to Texas in 2027 solely because you want cheap taxes or a quick short-term flip, you are stepping directly into a financial minefield. The demographics most vulnerable to this shift are retirees and young families with single incomes. Think about the retiree couple who moved to Buda in 2019. They bought a beautiful home, paid off the mortgage, and planned to live out their golden years in peace. Today, Hays County is handing them an $11,000 annual property tax bill. For a couple living on a fixed Social Security income, that tax bill is higher than their original monthly mortgage payment ever was. They are being forced to sell and move out of the very communities they helped build. Similarly, young families who bought on the outer fringes, thinking remote work would last forever, are now facing strict corporate return-to-office mandates. A commute from Van Alstyne or Princeton into downtown Dallas can easily take over 90 minutes each way in morning traffic. You are paying thousands of dollars in property taxes and climbing insurance premiums just to spend 15 hours a week sitting in gridlock on Highway 75 or Highway 380. The harsh truth and the strategic pivot. Now, let us be very clear, Texas is not dying, but the old way of buying here is officially dead. The buy anything on a map and watch it double in value era is over. If you want to survive the 2027 real estate correction, you must completely pivot your strategy and become a surgical, disciplined buyer. Instead of looking at far-flung, overbuilt exurbs where national builders can keep pouring concrete and diluting your resale value, you must focus on infill neighborhoods. These are established, landlocked communities closer to major city cores where no new land exists for corporate builders to flood the market. Second, you must look past the listing price and calculate the true, effective tax rate. Do not trust the base tax rate printed on the flyer. Ask for the historical tax documents, MUD bond liabilities, and municipal utility fees before your option period ends. If the effective rate pushes past 2.5%, run the math and make sure you are not buying a permanent financial liability. And finally, you must watch the days on market data. In a balanced market, homes sell in 30 to 45 days. But in San Antonio, homes are now sitting for an average of 83 days, the longest waiting room in the entire United States. This tells you exactly where the pricing leverage is. If you are a buyer, you hold the cards. Do not let an aggressive sales agent pressure you into a high-interest mortgage on an overpriced home. Hearing these harsh truths can be incredibly frustrating, especially if you have been dreaming of your Texas relocation for years. But my loyalty does not belong to the Texas Tourism Board or the master-planned community developers. My loyalty belongs to you, the consumer. If you are planning a move or trying to protect your wealth, you must adapt to the 2027 reality. Doing your homework, analyzing the raw inventory data, and respecting the hidden holding costs is the only way to avoid a devastating 30-year financial mistake that I want to hear from you. Do you think that Texas dream is still alive, or has it officially turned into a massive valuation bubble? Are you seeing price cuts, empty subdivisions, or stubborn for sale signs in your own local neighborhood? Drop the name of your city and your zip code in the comments below. I read and analyze every single comment to keep our on-the-ground database updated. If you want to outsmart the developers, protect your home equity, and stay ahead of the 2027 shift, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. And for a much deeper dive into the specific cities where this crisis is hitting the hardest, make sure to watch my previous video on the Texas Exodus or 10 Texas cities where new homes are sitting empty. Thank you very much for watching my video. Please share your thoughts in the comments. You're welcome to ask any questions you may have in the comments. Our experts will answer each question individually. I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.